This year, I, along with my coworker, John Miller, took a group of kids to Cambodia to work on a service project for an organization called the BSDA, or the Buddhism Social Development Action. On the very first day of the trip, we got up really early and we explored the S21 prison, which was a site of thousands of executions during the reign of the Khmer Rouge. And then we went to the killing fields. I think this was a super important part of the trip for a number of reasons. We did have time to see evidence of the extent of the Khmer Rouge's campaign against Cambodian people. And there were some really striking, images that I think, while difficult to see, I think were pretty meaningful to the students. So I think it was really important not only to frame the trip for them, why is this a place to do community service, but also as a self-reflection, partly of their own lives, but also partly of sort of global events. When you hear these global events going on, this is an experience that operates as a pillar to attach, sort of new information to. So on the second day of the trip, what we were charged with was planting lime trees. They were interested in growing and harvesting a lime orchard to reduce the financial pressure of gaining donations from abroad. So we started the day by eating at the restaurant and then going to the lime orchard and starting to plant these lime trees. One thing that was really cool about that is that we came in at the last phase of this project. I've been involved in a lot of service projects where you do a part and you can't see the tangible results or what that's going to look like when it's finished. But this one was really great because we got to come in and do the final touch. And at the end of our 2 days there, we had a lime orchard and we could see, this 1,000-tree orchard that was in its infancy that someday would be a generator of income for these people. So that was really great. The other thing that I think was really rewarding and probably will have long-lasting impacts was the relationships that our students were able to make with the BSDA kids. We played volleyball at the end of the day with the kids, and there was this one guy who had an amazing volleyball serve and he only had one arm, and the kids thought that was really fantastic, and so we played this very ragtag volleyball game where everybody was messing up and every once in a while the ball would go over, and it was a really great bonding experience. And I think just being able to see hey, if you just have a structure, you can bridge this big gap. I mean, there's a big gap between our Korean and American highly educated, privileged children and Cambodian orphans that live in this community service center. But they were laughing and playing and connecting at this very genuine level. Then the next day, the second day, our students spent a lot of time playing with the really young kids and reading to them, teaching them duck, duck, goose, playing patty cake. And I think just about all of our students said that was really special. And a lot of the girls got their hair decorated all up with flowers from the temple. And so I think just this really magic combination of seeing this very tangible physical project come to completion, and then creating these human relationships that felt very genuine and authentic was a really special part of the trip.
Hey.
Afterwards, we went back to the BSDA and we served them all banh mi sandwiches and soda, and the whole community came out. There were adults there that we hadn't seen, all the kids were there. We watched this dance performance that some of the older kids put on, and then after that they like cranked up the DJ, and all the little kids that our kids have been playing Duck Duck Goose with all day just ran up on stage and just started going to town. One kid who we became pretty close to, his name was Brom, and he had some serious moves. He was teaching everybody his moves. On the very last day of the trip, we had left the BSDA and we went back to Phnom Penh and we ate more delicious food. And they had a number of just sort of tourist activities available for us. So we went to the Royal Palace. It was pretty crowded that day, so but the architecture was really beautiful. It had really steep pitched gold roofs and things. And then after that, we went on a river cruise where we went to this sort of nearby village that still wove by hand and also by loom. So the kids got to see how they made scarves using these hand-operated looms. They did some shopping for gifts for their families. We bought some $5 silk ties. We saw some people leading their cows and horses into the river for an evening bath, and it was just a very relaxing day. The day around Phnom Penh was also just sort of a nice, relaxing ending kind of day to the trip, and then we got back on the plane at midnight and flew to Korea.